Hey everyone, what's up? Ever have one of those days where everything just goes wrong, especially when you're trying to learn English? You know, you try to say something and it comes out all jumbled, or you forget a word you just learned, or maybe you're trying to understand a movie in English and it feels like everyone's speaking super fast. Ugh, right? We've all been there, trust me. It feels like the whole language is just kind of against you, and it's super easy to just throw your hands up and say, I'll never get this. But what if I told you you have this secret superpower inside you that can help you with your English journey? Yeah, you do. It's not like suddenly speaking perfect English overnight, though that would be super cool. This superpower is way more practical, and it can totally change how you feel about learning English, how fast you learn, and even how confident you are when you speak. It's something called positive affirmations. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Affirmations, what's that? Sounds kind of boring, or maybe too simple for learning a whole language. But trust me, it's not. It's actually pretty awesome. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to use this superpower to make your English learning way, way better. So stick around, because we're about to unlock some serious good vibes and boost your English skills together. You ready? Let's dive in. All right. So you might be wondering, what are these positive affirmations, especially for English? Are they just like happy thoughts about grammar? Well, in a way, yes. But it's more than just wishing for good English. Think of it like this. Positive affirmations are like little, tiny, powerful messages you send to your own brain about your English abilities. They're like giving yourself a really good, encouraging pep talk every single day, especially when you're feeling stuck with a new vocabulary word or a tricky verb tense. Imagine your brain is like a super fertile garden, and your English skills are the plants you're trying to grow. Every thought you have, every word you say to yourself about your English is like a seed you're planting in that garden. If you keep planting seeds of doubt, like, my English is terrible, or I'll never speak fluently, then guess what kind of plants are going to grow? Yep, sad, droopy, not so great English plants. But if you plant seeds of strength, like, I am improving my English every day, or I can understand native speakers, then your garden will be full of beautiful, strong, amazing English plants. It's really that simple. When you say things like, I am a confident English speaker, or I am learning new words easily, or I can express myself clearly in English, you're telling your brain over and over again that these things are true, and the more you tell your brain something, the more it starts to believe it. It's like practicing for a big English presentation or a conversation with a native speaker. The more you practice, the better you get, right? Same thing with your thoughts about English. Remember, your brain is like a garden. What you plant grows. So what amazing, beautiful English skills are you going to plant in your garden today? Think about it. What kind of amazing English speaker do you want to be? Because you have the power to grow that person, right? English affirmations. Okay, I know what some of you are thinking right now. You're probably like, Jessica, this sounds a little cheesy. Are you telling me if I just stand in front of a mirror and say, I am a fluent English speaker, that suddenly I'll be debating Shakespeare with a British accent? And to that I say, well, probably not instantly. Unless you're affirming your way to a super fast language learning superpower, and even then, no guarantees, folks. I totally get it. When I first heard about affirmations for English, I was a bit skeptical too. I tried it. I stood there, looked at myself in the mirror and said, I am a grammar guru. And then, you know what happened? I still mixed up there, and there in the very next sentence. I was like, yes, it works. I'm a guru of confusion. My English teacher was less impressed. She said, Jessica, that's literally a basic spelling mistake. But hey, a win is a win, right? It's all about perspective. Or I tried, I am a master of English pronunciation. And then I tried to say squirrel, and it came out sounding like a dying cat. My pet squirrel was definitely affirming, I am a very confused rodent. So yeah, sometimes it feels a little silly. And that's okay, because even when it feels silly, you're still doing something positive for your English brain. Here's a fun one for all you English learners. I am not making mistakes. I am creating unique English variations. See? It's all about how you frame it. Or my personal favourite, my English accent is so charming, even native speakers ask me to repeat myself just to hear it again. Try that one in the mirror. You might just crack a smile. And guess what? Laughing is like a super fast English affirmation. When you laugh, your brain gets a message. Hey, we're having a good time learning English. This is fun. And that, my friends, is a powerful, powerful affirmation in itself. Seriously though, don't take it too seriously. Sometimes the best way to improve your English is to just laugh at yourself and at the funny quirks of the language. Because when you're laughing, you're telling your brain, English is fun and everything's going to be all right. And that, my friends, is no joke. But on a serious note, guys, sometimes learning English gets tough. Really tough. There are days when it feels like a big dark cloud is just following you around, especially when you're trying to speak English. Maybe you feel shy or scared to make mistakes, or like you just don't understand why English has so many weird rules. Maybe you studied really hard for a test and it didn't go well, and now you feel like giving up on English. I've been there. We all have. It's okay to feel those things. It's part of being a language learner. I remember a time when I felt really, really small about my English. Like, no matter how many words I learned or how many grammar rules I memorized, I just wasn't good enough. I was afraid to speak in class because I was so scared of saying something wrong. And that feeling, that fear, it just kept me stuck. It was like I was in a little English box and I couldn't get out. But then someone told me about affirmations. And at first I thought, how can just saying words change my English? But I was desperate, so I tried. I started saying, quietly at first, I am a brave English speaker. I am capable of learning English. I am worthy of speaking English well. And it wasn't like magic. The fear didn't just disappear overnight. My accent didn't vanish. But slowly, little by little, something started to shift inside me. It was like those words were tiny little lights pushing back the darkness of my doubts. They reminded me that even when English was hard, I still had strength inside me. They helped me remember that it's okay to make mistakes and that trying to speak, even with errors, is what really matters. Affirmations aren't about pretending your English is perfect right now. They're about reminding yourself of your own amazingness as a learner, even when you forget a word or mix up a tense. They're about building yourself up, brick by brick, with kindness and love for your English journey. Because you deserve that. You deserve to feel good about your progress. You deserve to know that you are strong and smart and kind and capable of mastering English, one word, one sentence, one conversation at a time. Look, your English is enough, just as it is, right now. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to sound like anyone else. You are uniquely, wonderfully you, and your English journey is your own, and that is more than enough. Can you say that with me? My English is enough. Feel that. Let it sink in, because it's true, every single bit of it. So, now that you know how powerful these little words can be for your English learning, are you ready to create your own superpowers? It's actually super easy, and you can make them about anything you want to feel or achieve in English. Here's a simple way to do it. First, always start with I am. This is super important because it tells your brain that you are already that thing right now. Not I will be a fluent speaker or I wish I was good at English, but I am a confident English speaker. It makes it real for your brain right now. Second, use positive words, always. Even if you're trying to stop making a certain grammar mistake, don't say, I am not making grammar mistakes. Instead, say something like, I am speaking English clearly and correctly, or I am understanding English grammar easily. Focus on what you want to be, not what you don't want to be. Focus on the positive outcome for your English. Third, keep it short and simple. You don't need a super long, complicated sentence. The shorter and simpler it is, the easier it is for your brain to remember and believe. Like, I am a great listener in English, or I am learning new English words every day, or I am confident speaking English. And finally, say them every day. The more you say your English affirmations, the more your brain hears them and the more it starts to believe them. You can say them in the morning when you wake up, before your English class, or even just in your head throughout the day when you're practicing. You can write them down and put them where you can see them, like on your English textbook or in your language learning app. Make it a fun game for your English journey. This isn't just about thinking happy thoughts and hoping your English gets better. This is about training your brain, just like you train your mouth to make new English sounds or your ears to understand fast English speakers. You're teaching your brain to focus on the good, to believe in your own amazing abilities to learn English, and to see the language and yourself as an English learner in a more positive light. It's like giving your English brain a super-powered workout. So, what English affirmation are you going to say today? What amazing positive message are you going to send to your brain about your English skills? Remember, every single word you say to yourself matters, especially when you're learning a new language. You have the power to choose those words. Choose words that lift you up, that make you feel strong in your English, and that remind you of how truly incredible you are as a language learner. Because you are incredible. Now, go make some magic with your English words. All right, my awesome English learners, we've reached the end of our little chat about positive affirmations and how they can supercharge your English journey. And wow, what a journey, right? We talked about how these simple words can turn a tough English study session into a productive one, how they're like planting super seeds of vocabulary and grammar in your brain garden, and even how they can be hilariously silly sometimes when you're trying to pronounce a tricky word. But most importantly, we learned how they can be a warm hug for your heart when English gets tough, reminding you just how amazing and capable you truly are as a language learner. Remember, the power of positive affirmations isn't some big, complicated secret to instant English fluency. It's just you being kind to yourself with your words about your English. It's you cheering yourself on even when no one else is around to practice with. It's you building up your own confidence in speaking, listening, reading, and writing English, one powerful thought at a time. And guess what? You've got this. You really, really do. So, before you go, I have a little challenge for you. What's one positive thing you're going to say to yourself about your English today? Just one. Maybe it's, I am understanding English better every day, or I am a confident English speaker, or I can totally use that new English phrase. Whatever it is, I want you to say it out loud or even just in your head and really feel it. And if you're feeling super brave, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what amazing English affirmations you're using. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. You're all incredible English learners, and I truly believe in every single one of you. Keep shining bright, keep planting those good English seeds, and remember, you've got this. You're awesome. Now go out there and have an amazing English learning day. See you next time.